Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Stud and Dud, presented by the Dallas School of Music. Thank you for listening. I'm Josh Smith. With me each week, Dr. Bob Lawrence. What's up, Doc?
Hey, man. Excited about this week. With these guys.
2 founders, 2 studs. We got another stud engineer. Let's talk about what we have on tap real quick today.
And look, man, he's even smiling.
He didn't smile in the pictures.
No, he wasn't smiling when he came in. But now look at him, man.
McDonald's set in.
That is right, yeah.
Wait, what it is, the cameras start rolling.
Yeah, right now.
Because this is not a radio face.
I'm going to go to you this week in What's Up, Doc. I got a couple things to talk to you about. We got the College World Series Finals.
I love it.
That's huge. Got a huge game today is why I'm representing that U.S.
I see.
Never worn these shoes before. Another pair of shoes I'm rocking out. Some LeBron, these are from the 2016 Olympics. I've never worn them. Pulling them out for today. So come on, girls. You best win for me. And in the coveted stud or dud segment, we're going straight to the chamber.
The chamber.
Okay, let's go.
Right. Which leads me to introducing the Godfather. I'm going to start calling you the Godfather, all right? The founder of the Legacy Music Group here in Dallas, Matt Medlock. How you doing, bub?
Good, man. How you doing, Josh?
Great. I'm doing great. You brought along your engineer?
Yeah, this is Ray Dallas.
So how long y'all been working together?
Ray's been with us about 4 years.
Yeah. 4 years. So it's probably your top engineer right here.
Top engineer. Worked his way all the way up from intern to running
wow.
the show.
That's pretty
No
big. That's
kidding.
big time.
That's
How
impressive.
How you feel about that?
I'm good, man. It's,
I mean, from internship to in 4 years, that's like going to school, and in 4 years you did
that
it.
It's like college, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's cool.
So when you started, you knew nothing.
I knew a little bit, but as far as just carrying myself in the studio, I learned up there.
Yeah,
all right,
working with high clientele and
so,
everything.
We'll get into this stud in a minute. Let's just briefly go over where you met. How'd you meet him, and where you got your schooling from?
I went to Media Tech Institute,
Gotcha.
where I went and I did like a semester. My teacher basically told me, he said he saw how fast I learned, and he told me, you need to just drop out and get an internship.
Yeah.
I called every studio in Dallas, Houston, and Atlanta.
Wow.
And I knew all of them.
Yeah.
But that one, so I was like, "Where's this at?" Legacy Music Group.
Where's
and
this guy?
and I just looked at the studio and just hit him up, and he told me to come in, and I showed him some stuff I did at home, and that's.
Give you an internship. Next thing you know, 4 years later, here we are.
Yeah.
So all right, man. So back up a second, man. The teacher said to you, "Hey, man, you just need to drop out."
Because what was happening was I was going I was going
advice.
He was too advanced.
yeah
Right. That's what I think is funny, man. Hey, dude, you need to drop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically was like, he was like, I'm not figuring out how you're not coming to class because school was so expensive. I had to run sessions to pay for school.
Yeah.
So I would explain to him, and I would come to school and still pass my test. So he just told me he was like, man, he was like, I'm not understanding what's going on. And
Dude, you can make a bundle just doing that. You should start a business that's how to not go to school and pass your test.
Yes.
If you start that business, man, you might be like,
yeah,
heck, forget engineering.
Yeah. What were those little books we used to get back in the day? I know probably more so in our
Cliff
time.
Notes?
Cliff Notes. Well, maybe in your time. You could just do Cliff Notes to how to not go to school.
That's right.
Maybe the next thing would be Cliff Notes. We wouldn't even worry about, Cliff Notes how to not go to school. Hell yeah. That's what I want.
We'll be here a few years from now going, hey, man.
He'll be the multi-millionaire billionaire.
Right. We're with the founder of How Not to Go to School.
Yeah, he'll be the sponsor of our
Ray
study.
Dallas.
He'll be the show sponsor.
I hope so. I hope so.
So, Matt, we met back, I'm saying 2004 or 5-ish, back in the University of Arkansas. Great school, by the way, Doc.
I knew you'd work that in.
Hawks.
Right, I just told somebody yesterday that one of our faculty's getting married.
Yeah.
And she has a lot of her.
Yeah, she went to school at Harding.
Yeah, and a lot of her bridesmaids are from Arkansas.
Yeah, well.
And I said, "Are you going to do the pig suey wooey whatever
The
it is?"
pig, yeah,
right.
The
And they
hog
said,
call.
I said no. She said no, and I said, what's up with the Arkansas people, man? I said, you could be talking about volcanoes in Hawaii, and they get Arkansas in there somehow.
Hey.
What is up with that, right? I mean,
Does that sound right, Ray?
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
right.
matter what
That's right.
it doesn't matter what the topic is. They're going to get Arkansas in there.
That's true.
I don't
Natural
know.
state, man.
That's
I
right.
guess
That's what
we
we
love
do.
it.
You know, we love our state. We love our hogs. We're gonna mention something in there that reminds us of back home.
It's like, hey, what size is that TV? Hey, have you been to Arkansas?
It's like those characters you see in the movie. Well, this
Yeah,
reminds me of
they
that
do.
one time back in, and then you just remind you of stuff, and it's always back in Arkansas.
So anyway, I knew you'd work it in there.
So back in 2005, we met. I had no idea that you would ever go on to pursue certainly dreams of this. So I firstly want to know, tell me, 2005, we're having fun, partying in pretty much University of Arkansas. What led you? Did you want to open a studio back then, and what led you to opening it?
Not necessarily open a studio. I've always been involved with music, more so on the management side, admin work. I managed a couple artists when I was younger, even in high school. a local rap group, some guys that I knew through athletics, a local girl at my church who kind of was a solo guitar singer songwriter. So I was always attached to it from a young age, not really knowing what I was doing. I just liked business and liked music and was getting in the studio and trying to be around it. Once we did get to Fayetteville, once I was in college, I picked up DJing and was, doing things on the fraternity and sorority circuit and kind of getting some gigs on Dixon Street. I always had studios in my home, little self setups, a recording booth, some simple DAW to work on, to just basically work with my friends at the time.
Gotcha. Like the Hustle and Flow. I love that movie, Hustle and Flow.
Yeah,
Just
like that. But it was more for my love of just creation of music, not
you weren't trying to be the star like in Hustle and Flow.
Well, yeah, or own a studio.
Yeah.
It was just I needed this stuff to make music. Got to Dallas, decided to open a studio to try to use it as a vessel to get from A to B. At the time, I was more running like a record label, had a few artists signed with us, and thought I was going to open this business and it was going to make so much money that all the leftover money we would put behind the artist and really get them out there, and, it's over. We'll be good to go.
Yeah.
So, it didn't quite exactly work out like that. We've been open about 6 years now, so we're really, blessed to be here, still operating. But that's kind of the short version of where we're at. We operate a little different now. We're kind of more of a production company. We don't work directly with artists or sign artists. So we just want to create the content. We get a group of producers, writers, people in the room, get them with an engineer, and see where it goes.
Yeah. Mention some of them. Mention these artists that you've worked with over the last 6 years.
There's a lot.
From top to bottom, yeah. I know you've got a couple of big names, but even some of the smaller artists.
Post Malone, Mac Miller, Play N Skillz, Duro Music, Mike Jones, Riff Raff, Tory Lanez, Lil Jon, Cap G, NUL,
A Boogie,
B.O.B.
Yeah.
Young Jeezy.
That's a huge list right there. It's great. 6 years and you're already working with multi-million, selling artists.
Yeah, huge artists. Yeah, it's been great.
So let's get into, say if I want to come there. I've learned music now, and I've gotten with Doc here in like a year and a half, and I've mastered the piano, and I can really jam out. I'm wanting to produce some music.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of your prices. You don't have to mention prices, but what's it like for someone that's like me, kind of pretty much a rookie? What are you looking into me? Because I know you're going to tell me here's what you need to do.
Right.
Is that what you're going to probably most likely do?
Right. I mean, we'll get an idea of what you're looking for in that scenario. If you're like, hey, I'm an up-and-coming producer, I kind of have all the skills necessary. I just need a room to work in. We do offer that. So our production room, our B room as we call it, there's a computer setup similar to this. There's DAWs on it, various ones. We have sound packs. We have access to Splice, which is a sound bank library. So basically, we put you in the room with everything you need if you have those piano skills. That we have a MIDI controller, so you go in the B room, load up your DAW, get your sound. You start.
Yeah, and so if
your
you're
production
more along the lines, hopefully, some of the people that you mentioned, they can write, they can play multiple instruments.
Right.
It's even a more advanced process, I'm guessing.
Right. Our space is fairly small, so we don't have a lot of live instruments. As far as bands, we can record probably a 4 or 5 piece band comfortably. And we really record that with a studio vibe as opposed to like a live feel.
Gotcha.
So we kind of record the instruments separate and kind of layer them together as you would if you were making a song or a production.
Yeah. Now, one of the other things the musical influences growing up. I know the Memphis area. Obviously, grew up in Arkansas. Those influences, who they are, and how did that translate into you in your studio and your music?
Has to be Black Oak, Arkansas. That has to be one of your music. Come on, man, Jim Dandy to the rescue.
Well, all of those, country influences, Johnny Cash, all the way to Elvis, or even the more urban side with R&B, and especially the time when I was growing up around Memphis, when urban music, hip hop was really starting to like get out there and be a really dominant force in the music industry. So it was a combination of all those things: the Southern hospitality in the music, just the Southern feel of what the country and urban stuff kind of mixed together, which is kind of making a new run nowadays. 20 years later.
Oh, yeah, especially
with Old Town Road and this clash of country and and pop are more traditional
Yeah,
records.
did you study music at all? I mean, like as a kid, did mom and dad have you in like guitar lessons or piano
I
lessons?
played trumpet in high school.
Okay, so you're in like the high school band.
Yeah, I played trumpet growing up. My family did play a big role with my influence, but more so from their passion of music, their appreciation of it. We are a musical family. Everyone loves music. They collect albums. My grandfathers played the fiddle and banjo and guitar every Sunday after church. My dad would take me to my great grandma's house. There'd be guys on the porch, harmonica playing.
Right.
So it was just all of those things is what gravitated me towards it, just the music in general. But it all started with just love for music,
right?
Just appreciation for it. And I remember being a kid and thinking, how did these 5 people go in a room and they walked out and they had this?
Yeah. Or even at times when I'm mind blown. I was even in Fayetteville and I'm starting to see these bands. You'd read about it because that's when I really started reading about it more. They would go in there, and I know you know this. They'd go in there to sing. He'd play his guitar part. I'm thinking of Linkin Park because that was one of the first bands. I'm like, Chester goes in and does his Mike goes in and does his. They all go and sometimes they record in different studios around, and then they can you just layer like you said, you just layer it. And I'm like. I'm literally like that. I was like, what? That's how they don't just go in there. Oh no, we messed up. Like as in, when you're watching Saturday Night Live Cowbell, or something, they're all in there together. Oh no, messed up. We got to do the song all over again. No, it's you can go in there and do.
Well, on that note, that is credit to the lack of talent. The further we progress with music, with digital software and what we got now, we can make anyone a star.
Yeah. Oh, and you can see that too. When you
That's true.
Yeah. And that's not to discredit the people who are skilled nowadays.
Yeah, because look, man. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, but go ahead.
Well,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
So in the 60s and the 70s, these people who were recording reel to reel, the drummers, the singer, the bass player, they had to perfect that part to save time in the studio, save costs, they just had to perfect that to go do it. Nowadays, that pressure doesn't exist. Studio time is more affordable. It's all digital. We're taking up hard drive or cloud space, and it's real easy to have that person replay that bass part 100 times till we get the right one.
Right.
What were we going to say, though? Back to the...
Well, it's a sign of the times, right? I mean, you got people that have never played a musical instrument producing music, making music.
Yes.
Right.
Making money from their music.
That's right. That's just kind of the sign of the times. Mm-hmm. I'm an old school guy. I grew up learning how to play and went to school and did my degrees all the way through the doctorate level.
Yeah.
So I'm an old school guy and jazz guy where the musicians, we get together and we play.
Yeah.
We literally play. But on the other side of that coin, though, even as an old school guy, the technology today is phenomenal because it allows me to have a recording studio right here in my office where I sit down and I play all the parts. I mean, I literally lay down the drum part, the bass part, trumpet,
and teaching people all over the world.
Right, teach people all over the world. I produce my recordings right here in this office and mix it right here in this office, and it's phenomenal. It's
literally, what are the chances? Even 2000. What are the chances that are even happening in 2000?
A little bit, not much.
You get my point. That's just 19 years, 20-ish years.
Become tremendous.
It's just crazy.
Right, it is tremendous. So that was going to be my next question. With the technology continuing to advance, right? Musicians, the independent musician today has exploded, right?
Yes.
They're not going out trying to look and find a record label,
right?
Capitol Records, to try to sign them onto a contract and then produce them and market them.
Right.
The musician today is kind of going like, especially with social media and all of that, they're thinking, hey man, I can produce my own stuff, I can market my own stuff, I can put my name out there, I can get my own following, and I can make a living doing music, and who knows, it may explode and I may be the next superstar on the scene, and do that without any big record label promoting them or signing them or taking a part of their profits.
Right.
So my question to you is, as you're in now that recording industry and engineering, are you finding that are you concerned that as musicians get more acclimated to the technology and understanding DAWs, understanding how they can actually sit in a room like this and produce?
Right.
Any concern there from your end of, hey man, if they get all the tools, man, we're going to go out of business.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a concern from day one. It's a growing concern for every studio everywhere.
Sure.
It's a problem. We kind of try to embrace it, not so much be intimidated by it. My initial response to that is, what you don't get at home by yourself from a learning person that you do get with us is our experience, our engineers who are very skilled. And, for up and coming musician, for them to come work in a facility that's, been part of huge records and big artists, that's always something that, there's a lot to be said for that. I remember being that age, and when I would go to studios and you'd see stuff on the wall, you're just like, wow, like, I can't believe that this person walked in here, and just simple stuff like that. So that's kind of our stance on it. We offer a lot of different services, whether it's doing the full song, recording, production, mixing, all that. Or if a client comes in, sometimes they'll say, hey, man, I got a studio at home, but I'm not really getting this right. And can y'all mix it if I bring y'all my stuff? So certain times we'll help those people, and they'll bring in something, and Ray will get it, and he'll say, okay, like, this track of your background is good. It sounds way clear. You must have had the mic placed better. You must have did this. So you need to do it all like this. And we try to let them know that we're to help them. And no matter what portion of it they do at home, if they want a real big professional sound, they probably still should go to a studio, at least for the final process.
Correct.
Like mixing, mastering, boosting it up. Like that takes professional work.
Right.
But with that being said, what I always tell people, man, it depends on what's your goals for this song.
Yeah. Well, I would venture to say to you, no worries, man. Don't worry, because musicians, even players, right? Players focus on what? Playing, right? They don't want to focus on producing,
right,
and mixing and mastering. They want to.
Well, see, that's what we learn when we get to work with these big clients,
right?
Which is great experience because it teaches us kind of the highest level,
right.
And that's how they operate. They come in and they don't want to mess with Ray. They don't want to do nothing. They see he's good and can do his job. They go in the booth, do their part, and they already know he's gonna do his thing.
We want to record. Let's play.
What this reminds me of real quick, when I first came into you and what you told me, same with those artists at home, and it translates perfectly. I'm always do this with all these correlations. This would be like me if I wanted to learn piano, and I tried it first. I'll try to get on the YouTube. Let me learn online.
I was just going there,
and I can't. I was trying. It was not making sense. But if I come in here and get with a professional, in a professional area, you're gonna learn some things, and you're gonna progress as a student. And now it's one thing if you're. I can't think of an artist off the top of my head, but you can play. You at 4 years old, you've got to go. So you're doing everything. Yeah. So by 12, literally at 12 or 15, that person is they're good.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Me or a lot of us, like we were talking about, that could just let me do a couple of this.
Or an adult trying to learn a new skill, such as piano.
Right.
Exactly.
Difficult.
Yes, but you just took the words out of my mouth there, because I was going to say, man, it'd be like, you guys shouldn't worry, because it would be like me worrying about YouTube videos. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Right.
A guy that says I'm going to learn by YouTube videos, I say, hey man, no problem. I'll see you in a year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So
that was a great correlation. Same thing,
Same thing, man.
Well, we still provide a service that's needed to a group of people.
Okay, so here's a question for you, man. For musicians listening, and for people jumping into DAWs and recording and trying to produce their own stuff. Real quick, what is the difference between mixing and mastering?
Okay.
Mixing is basically blending everything together, making sure, echoes and reverbs and stuff like that. Yeah, effects, basically. Cleaning up everything. Mastering is kind of like just boosting all those elements and making them all loud to where it's all even. And
balancing?
Yeah. I mean, a different kind of balancing. Like, mastering is kind of for, like, so it can compete on radio. So, you can go from
take the whole signal of everything you've mixed
and enhance it.
Yeah, and the reason for that, I'm assuming, is because it's so. I think when people get into trying to produce their own music at first, right? They get it to where they go, man, this sounds awesome, and they're listening through their headphones or whatever, right? And then they're so proud of it, and they get in the car and they push it through their cell phone into the radio, and they're going like, this sounds like crap, man. Yeah. Where's the bass? Yeah. Where's the what the heck, right? Because it doesn't transfer over to all. And what you guys do is get it to a point to where, man, it doesn't matter whether you're listening on your cell phone,
anywhere,
or Cowboy Stadium,
it rocks.
Right. Yeah. To follow up on what Ray said, the mixing part is mixing and blending together each track. So every track in your session, your vocal track, your harmony track, your bass track, your piano 2 track, your reverbs, your delays, and meshing all of that together to where it's cohesive.
Yeah.
The mastering is just the polish on the top of it.
Yeah.
Another way I explain this to some of our clients is, imagine if you baked a cake. What do you have to do when you buy a box cake? You get a bunch of ingredients and you have to mix it together, right? So it's the same thing. You're mixing it together, you put it in a pan, then you put it in the oven, then it's going to bake, right? Then when it gets out of the oven, you're going to get your icing and you're going to master the cake. You're going to put the icing on top, and that's mastering.
So you got to bake the cake before you decorate it, man.
Boom. Right.
Boom.
Right? Boom. Yeah. Okay, another question for you, man. Just, this ain't even the chamber yet. This ain't even the chamber.
Ain't even the chamber.
No, this is pre-chamber.
All right, good.
Okay, panning. For folks out there, what is panning?
I'll touch on this a little bit, then Ray can follow up. Panning is taking the audio signal from the middle of the stereo spectrum. So you're going to go left, or you're going to go right, maybe even behind you a little bit. Panning works great for effects and delays. It makes things sound bigger, kind of gives you a hallway reverb effect. So it's just it's a fun tool to play with when you're mixing. It's also a good way to duck stuff down in the mix if you're having trouble hiding some things. It's also good. Ray?
You said it all.
That is.
Yeah,
okay. So, okay, guys, just real quick, just give me a 30-second assessment. Let me tell you what I got here, man. My little rig over here, I do my recording. I have my mixer. You see my mixer there on the end? So I get done with my recording. You see my chair right over here? I take my mixer. I'm going to tell you, because here's how old school I am, man. Sliders. I love sliders.
Yep.
I want it right. I don't want to look at a computer screen. I want to use my ears. Music is an audio art form. It should be done through the ears, right?
That's what I always say.
Okay, man. So we're on the right.
I tell these guys all the time, stop mixing with your eyes.
Don't mix with your eyes, right?
Listen.
And that box will suck you in.
Yes.
It will suck you in, right? So what I like to do is I take my board, I get everything on pulled up, my recording. I sit in that chair. I have my Yamaha monitors up here pointing down at me, my woofer right underneath my desk shooting out at me, and so I got kind of that triangle shape, and I sit there, man, with my eyes closed, and I just do my sliders, and I think I get a pretty good mix. Is that a pretty good setup, you think?
Yeah. That's a great home studio setup. It's done right.
Perfect, man.
You have the triangle right. You have to be in the middle where both the sounds meet. Yeah.
Right.
If I had one tip, I would say maybe to lower your monitors up there, but
ear level.
You're far enough back to where it's.
That's what I was thinking, right? Because I can't unless I chop.
But it's still it's still above you.
Correct. That's why I'm going to try to angle those down a little bit more, right? So they're shooting right at me.
Yep.
Those are HS5s?
Yes. Yeah. Man, those are badass.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
They're very good, man.
You feel good about yourself now.
That's good.
I know you already felt good about
those
yourself.
Are a really good mixing speaker. Those are flat.
Yeah, they're really good.
Excellent.
So,
when I switched to those, man, it made all the difference in the world.
Right.
What did you have
make
at first?
It sound good on that.
You know what I was doing?
KRKs?
No, man. You know what I was doing? I was doing everything through my Sennheiser headphones, and it was I mean, it sounded fantastic
in the headphones.
That's the example I was giving you. And then I'd get out in the car and I go, man, this sucks. You know? Right?
Yeah.
And so when I switched over to this, getting the headphones off, getting away from the computer monitor, going to a tactile slider system. Man, it changed everything in my mixes. Now I get in the car and it sounds fantastic.
What are your tracks consist of? Like, what are you mixing? Is it vocals and
I don't do any
jazz stuff?
I don't do any vocal. It's all instrumental.
Okay.
It's all bass, drums, guitar. I'll lay in strings or.
I'm working on the voice. I'm gonna be the singer.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, no, he's doing good, man. I give him a hard time, but he's doing good. But yeah, I do all kind of instrumental jazz.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's I want real clarity of the instruments.
Right.
I want it to really sound.
Hey, the Stud and Dud intro music right here.
Correct.
Nice.
Right.
What do you prefer? Do you use the stock plugins, or do you have plug-in bundles from Waves or Universal Audio or any of those guys?
You mean plugins as in terms of like
Like, are you using real instruments or are you using virtual
Oh
instruments?
no, man, I'm using all virtual instruments.
Oh, okay, sweet. But are those sounds built into your keyboard rigs?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, some. I use other, like that Kawhi keyboard.
They got like 12,000 sounds over there.
Oh man, yeah. I use like all the native instruments.
Oh, nice.
You know that whole library that I work with.
Right.
And then like that Kawhi keyboard over there. That for me as a piano player, that Kawhi keyboard, that's just a controller. There are no onboard sounds with that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a grand. It's got Kawhi's grand piano action in there. So for me as a pianist, what's great about that, it actually feels like a grand piano.
Wow.
So then I use those virtual instruments from grand pianos to you name it, strings or whatever, and it just feels great under my hands.
Yeah.
So
Check out what's that Omnisphere?
Yeah, that's Native Instruments, right?
Yeah,
you have
but it's
Omnisphere?
yes.
You have Omnisphere?
Yes.
That it's amazing.
Yeah.
They have the best sounds.
And the other one I've looked at, gosh, I can't think of the name of it now. The big, I'll think of it later. But anyway, that's virtual instruments, and it's crazy fun, man. You can sit down and think you're only going to be there for 30 minutes. I'll tell my wife, hey, just give me a minute. I got to sit down and do something. She's like,
3 hours later.
she's like,
Yeah.
Is that a minute in real time or is that a minute in your time? Because a minute in your time is like
studio time.
is like 3 weeks later.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a lot of clocks at Legacy, and I do that for a reason because, when you're creating, we like to
Good idea.
don't stress time. You're not on a time. I mean, the clients who are paying hourly may feel different, but we have a production group of people that we do songs with outside of our day-to-day, legacy business, clients.
Right.
So, when we get in there, we just like to hang out, kind of free our minds and just create.
Is there anyone though? Let me just, and then I'll shut up, Josh. But is there anyone? I know you. Come on, man. You got to be honest, right? I mean, is there anyone that comes in and goes, I'm here, I want to do some music, and they're expecting you to like do miracles, and you're going like,
Yes.
look, man, there's not enough technology in the world here to make
Really?
you.
There's that many people that come in that
Yes.
Yeah.
just pretty much off the street thing, and y'all are going to hook them up, and they're going to
Well,
be the
no, I
next.
mean, they pay and they
Well, I know
come in,
y'all don't
but-
say hook them up, but as in they think y'all are going to do the work for them essentially.
Well,
Well, you're going to make
Yeah.
them sound good. In
yeah,
other words,
or make them famous.
or make 'em
Or
fam-
sell their record.
right.
A lot of people come in, they try to do the mumble rap stuff, and they be like, hey, can you turn me up right there? I don't know what I said. I'm like, I don't know what you said either. You didn't say
What
anything.
are we doing, the Chappelle? Turn me on my headphones.
You
Yeah.
mumbled. You didn't say anything at all. You
Well,
just
then with the
mumbled.
hip hop stuff, it's gotten so far out of hand.
It's so down. It's
these
bad.
young kids that are coming in here now. I mean, it's mind blowing. But we just kind of sit back and hit record.
Especially with
Yeah.
the auto tunes, they'll come in and the song might be in a certain key, and they just put it on
They
C.
don't-
Put it on C
They don't
chromatic.
understand keys. They'll be like, it's supposed to be on C, and it's like, but the song's in F.
Yeah.
So
if-
that's not.
Oh my
accurate.
gosh!
Yeah.
Right? You guys got to be shaking your head, going like, "Oh my
Well,
god!"
that's the big clients we've got to work with over the years. That's why they were a gift and a curse, because it was so great because they taught us so much and we got to learn, and it improved Ray's skills, and it got him to a point to where he's really a top level engineer, to where he can really do his thing. Then he'll come in the next morning and it's some guy who's never rapped before who's singing auto-tune in the wrong key, and he's just sitting there going, oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah,
and they're looking at you like, "Come on, man!"
Well, and they won't let you produce them. That's the problem. When we say, hey, well, let's do this, we'll help you get it done.
Yeah, you direct essentially. You be the director.
No, I'm doing it like this.
because they're used to doing it at home
Yeah.
by themselves, which is
Or
the
with
wrong
their
way.
homeboy, and
Right.
it's-
But as time goes on, their wrongs become rights, because everybody's making music like that,
Yeah,
like
right.
the wrong way.
Yeah, mhm.
So
Well, see, that's the decline in the music to me is also attributed to the home software craze.
Oh, no doubt.
Any and everybody
no
can
doubt,
do it.
man. People are pushing buttons.
Pushing
They're
buttons.
just pushing buttons, and
then it's online an hour later.
And get
Correct.
millions of views, though.
And then on top of the fact,
that's why I said,
I'm like, who? What?
Then that becomes
Who
right.
listen to that? I'm like,
Yeah, that's so funny, man.
It's scary.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's really weird because you got people like have millions of views and followers, right? I tell people about that.
And the music is awful.
It is terrible.
Their product is nothing.
It's terrible.
They got the
And
right
this is
music
what
with
is
just
frustrating
bass.
for me with the big companies now is when you go have these meetings in these labels, they want to see how many followers you got or YouTube views before they even hear a song.
Oh my god.
And it's so upsetting to a purist like myself who, takes pride in the music and how it's mixed and how it's sound and what genres we borrowed from and just this masterful song that we did to be in competition with something that's like a 30...
with garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Being in competition with garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating.
And you being like shoved aside, like you're the garbage, and you're going
Yeah.
like, are you gotta be kidding me?
You're
Yeah,
signing
like
mumble bumbles over
the
here.
The product's there, man. Let's market it,
Right. That's amazing, man.
All right,
Yeah.
move on to What's Up, Doc. And we'll ask the guys from Legacy Group what's up as well. We're into seeing movies, at least myself. So, Doc, did you go see Pets 2
We
last
did.
weekend?
We did.
You
Took
like
the whole
it?
family to Pets 2. I got to be honest with you, man.
I've heard it's funny.
It is funny, man. But listen, I'm an old guy, and it's starting to turn into my dad more and more every day. And we took the whole family out. We took the whole family to Pets 2, right? Got in the movie theater, man. Dude, the movie theaters have these chairs, man.
Oh, that's why I love Look Cinemas.
They elevate
over
back
here.
like this, and it went back like this. And I looked over at my wife. I said, "This is not good," because it's after a long day of work, right? The kids are all fired up, and they look over at me about 30 minutes into the movie. I'm like,
Ow. I knew it.
man, I'm going like, what the heck, man? I fell asleep in the movie
That's
theater.
what happens when you go to the first couple times you go to those. We literally, I forgot what it was. We went over to Look Cinemas. Same thing. We're seeing Guardians. I know Guardians of the Galaxy. First one, Avery's passed out. My wife completely assed out in the movie. I'm looking over, I'm shoving her. I'm like, Guardians of the Galaxy, dude, it's loud. The music's great. What do you want? What do you want? But I did it to one of the movies too. You get in those chairs for the first time, you're like, eat some food too on top of it.
Oh man,
and
we
you're
had,
like,
Popcorn.
it's always cold in there.
okay, we just left Saltgrass Steakhouse. I had like a ribeye and taters
And a lot of bread.
and a lot of bread, and I was like, and then I had my like popcorn.
Yeah, you were so full, you're about to pop.
So listen, I tell you, the parts that I saw were
Great.
hilarious.
I bet. We're
And-
definitely
and-
see it.
and
All the
the-
pets we have.
Yeah, and the kids gave them.
Dogs.
The kids gave it a great big thumbs up.
Good.
and
Well, I
Mom-
saw Toy Story 4. Of course, look over. I'm the one tearing up. I'm like, Avery, you're not even tearing up. Why is it always me? But Toy Story 4. I've seen all the Toy Stories. Have y'all seen any of the Toy Stories?
Yes. I have to see them.
I've seen the
I have to
fourth
see them.
one. They're like all the other. They come up with these fantastic ideas and ways that these toys intertwine with these kids, and it's definitely a great story. Can't wait to see Secret Life of Pets too.
Yeah,
But
you'll
Toy Story-
love it.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
love it.
Toy
It's
Story
good.
4 though
It's
was
good.
definitely a good movie. So nothing on the horizon for us. We're maybe seeing the Spider-Man movie because I love all the Marvels movies. But other than that,
Ooh, Rocket Man. Have y'all seen Rocket
no,
Man?
I hadn't seen that. But
No, but I've heard.
Yeah, I heard
Is it
it's
good?
great.
Yeah, I
gotta
heard
go
it's
see
good,
it.
yeah.
Well, and that's the thing with Bohemian Rhapsody last year. I mean,
Yeah.
these
Right.
musical type movies are really
Yeah, there's another
biopics.
one coming out. I forget who it's on, but they're gonna. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
stuff.
well, and kind of the one that just came out this week. It's coming out this weekend, the Yesterday thing with the Beatles songs. Have y'all seen?
Okay, yeah,
where the
maybe
guy,
that's what I was thinking of.
where
yeah.
the guy, he's the only one that remembers Beatles
I
songs.
think it's
Yeah.
hilarious. I
Yeah.
got to go see that.
So
man.
there's a lot of, and they're making money. I mean, because then you're hearing these great songs, which
You
I saw
see-
Paul McCartney a couple
You see
weeks
the
ago.
trailer on that where the music producers are going like,
Yeah.
listen, man,
Yeah.
hey,
dude. Hey,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. Exactly.
And they go, and the producer goes, trust us.
Yeah, trust. Like, no, not gonna work. Tampa Bay Rays, which our Rangers are heading to play them, might have 2 homes. You see this? Yeah, that just came about yesterday. Last 24.
What do you mean? Wait, I missed this. What do you mean?
Tampa Bay Rays may call Montreal home as well, so they may have
Whoa.
2 homes and split the home games. And
Well, they need to
I came
just-
up with a new name:
they-
the Montreal Bay Rays.
Well, they need to just split completely because the fan base there is awful.
they're terrible.
It's just ridiculous.
It's
It's it's insulting.
It's terrible.
As a baseball fan,
Well,
that's
and I'm sorry, but most Florida pro teams,
yeah.
Dolphins,
Yeah.
Jaguars. I'm not
Yeah.
saying the team. The performance from as in the Jaguars almost blacked out their games, whatever it was, because they couldn't sell a ticket.
Yeah,
so they're gonna start blacking the games out to force people to go to games a few years back. So just saying the attendance there for most of the pro teams, and
awful.
Marlins. You get my point. I was like, what's up with you? Can y'all not go
They
see
haven't had a
games?
fan.
Y'all beautiful weather.
They haven't had a fan base since Don Shula and Larry Zonka.
Literally. So don't get that. But hey, look for the Montreal Bay Rays. I thought that was kind of good. Maybe not. All right. Have you guys voted? You're all like, what? What exactly? We have 2 Rangers up.
Oh,
for
you mean for the All-Stars? Oh, yeah. We got our votes in.
Oh, well, I hope so, because we have a starter now for the Rangers. Hunter Pence.
I know it.
Did you see the 2? What's crazy?
Yeah.
The 2 that are up to go to the All-Star game is a great picture that you and your son met back at a Stars game.
Right. Yeah.
So we went to a Stars game back in March or April.
Yeah, during the playoffs.
So it's probably April.
Against the Blues.
Run into Joey Gallo and Hunter Pence on their way in.
Wow.
That's awesome, man.
Son got a picture with him, so that's on the website.
Yeah. And I'm thrilled for Hunter Pence, man. He's got something left in the tank,
Dude,
man.
Signed off-season. He's pretty much signing a minor league contract. Next thing you know, he's having career highs.
I love it for the old guy, man. Old guy's still
huge. That's awesome. So see if Joey Gallo can maybe make the reserves. Those were announced on Sunday. But yeah, seeing if y'all voted. I know that they all offer me like, what's voted? What? All right, more sports stuff. College World Series. I thought Michigan was gonna maybe take it. I knew Vandy was gonna win game 2. Honestly, right? I know. Hey, see,
that was the problem, man, because you knew Vandy was gonna
take game 2. So then Michigan's gonna be backed up against the wall in game 3.
Correct. You knew that was gonna happen.
Going to, and it wasn't even. I was hoping for a good game in game 3. Vandy just said no. It was honestly. Yeah. It was my pick we're sitting here 2 weeks ago, and I said we both took Arkansas all the way. And
I'm not doing that mistake. I'm not making that mistake.
Because here's what we did about a month before that.
You should have called me. I could have told you that.
Well, yeah, I said the runner-up.
I ain't doing the Omahogs.
I said the runner-up would be, and I should have stuck with them because I had Vanderbilt. I had us playing Vandy in the finals, and I obviously had to go with my heart, unfortunately. But I was trying to talk myself out of it that day and go with Vandy. So I'm glad I did kind of pick Vandy. But here's the thing: about a month and a half ago, we both picked the Nuggets beginning of the playoffs. Because we both wanted something besides Golden State. Anyway, so we both picked the Nuggets. For whatever weird reason, we both somehow came up with the Nuggets.
I'm not going to agree with him on
anything. So, anytime we agree again on a champion, we know they're going to lose. So that's why we're not going to agree on it again.
No,
so we both agreed on the Hogs, thinking they were going to pull through. Not happen. And his son, by the way, is great high school player. Has already made a kind of a early visit up to the Hogs last year.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so we're trying to get him up on
the
hill.
He loved it.
Got him into the catfish hole.
Oh, nice.
Oh, see that reaction right there? That's so pure. I mean,
that's probably the reason I'd want him to go to Arkansas, just right there for the catfish.
Yeah. Hey, I'm coming up to see this week. Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm coming up this week. But you make a yearly trip up there too, right past it.
That's right. Right. We go up to the Ozarks for Thanksgiving.
Every year.
Nice.
Up to Big Cedar Lodge.
Big Cedar Lodge. Nice.
Up there. Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Let's get on to the Women's World Cup, even though this is the men's jersey. Let's go, women. Have y'all watched any of the World Cup?
A couple of minutes the other day, not much.
Yeah, likewise.
I gotcha. So I am most likely the watcher here. England won yesterday, so if we win today, because we have a big matchup today against host country France. France is the host country we play, so kind of home field advantage. But we beat them on to England in the semis. Obviously, after that, look for Germany and it's Italy on the other side. Those two studs. So got a hard matchup today. I'll definitely be watching this afternoon.
Right.
Especially, like I said, host country. So let's get to some men's soccer since I am wearing their jersey as well because there's a Gold Cup going on. Did y'all even know about this?
Yeah,
right. Yeah, exactly.
We've been in the studio.
Right. Yeah. They're like, dude,
he's saying this all us in the music business. We're like, okay.
Like that was today.
Yeah, right.
I don't even know what day it is, so much less the soccer match.
Right.
That's hilarious.
All right, so the Gold Cup. It's the CONCACAF, or however exactly you spell out this acronym. It's all the North American countries. Every 2 years, every North American country that hosts a football team, they pretty much put a nice little tournament on. U.S. has won 6 times, Mexico 7 times. Canada's got a lone win, so you know who's going to be in the finals. It's going to be us or Mexico. So I just give a little.
Who you going with?
Well, I'm going with us.
I'm going with Mexico.
Yeah. Yes, I like it. Got to. Good. So our men are going to win. We've undefeated so far. We're moving on to knockout stage. So let's get to it, though. I've been waiting for this all day. Most people look forward to this, and I know Doc does. It's the chamber.
The chamber.
Question.
Nice.
Yeah, you better get ready.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah. If you
wait a minute,
do we both answer?
Yes. Okay.
Give them a moment.
You answer first. Ray, you go second.
All right.
So that way, you aren't trying to answer at the same time. And if you're kind of stumped for a minute, let Ray go if you maybe knows. Yeah. Stutter Dud segment. It's the chamber of question. All right. If you could get in the studio with one artist or group of all time, who would it be?
Prince.
Great answer.
Very
good
fast,
answer,
man.
Ray.
No hesitation there, man.
I would say Michael Jackson.
Well, there we go. 2 great artists, and literally those, but both from the '80s. So I like that. Yeah. That's great. When were you born?
93.
Oh wow. So a little bit younger than us. So you were 84ish. I'm guessing 5. I mean.
So why Prince?
I grew up on Prince. My dad was a big Prince fan.
I could just say,
yeah.
Michael Jackson, I guess,
just his influence, king of pop, love pop music. He was one of the best to ever do it.
If you could go, your go-to music, rap, country, rock, pop. What is it? Your go-to music. What are you going to?
Rap.
Gotcha. Who are you jamming out right now? Right there, when you're pulling up, who are you jamming out?
The new Chris Brown album that came out today.
Oh, wow, there you go. New music, new release. It's Friday. And last week, Willie Nelson released a CD. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
Best concert show you've ever been to?
Kanye West, Jay-Z what was it called? Watch the Throne tour.
Mac Miller, Divine Feminine. That's my favorite
All
one.
right. If you could see one concert show of all time, I'm guessing you're going to a Prince show?
Can I combine artists?
And here's what we did a few weeks ago. I had an opening act. Yeah, see, I had an opening act, I had a mid act, and I closed with Pink Floyd playing with doing the Dark Side of the Moon with Wizard of Oz playing in the background.
I mean,
I wanted that whole album played because that was huge, which is really crazy. When we first met, that we were doing that all the time. We were at Mitchell's house, but that's who I had Jimi Hendrix opening with Beethoven. Those two, I'd want that mashup, right? Wow. Then I'd want Linkin. I didn't get to see Linkin Park a couple of years ago, unfortunately, because of the passing of Chester. But those are my two favorite bands since I've been alive: Linkin Park and Blink-182. Nice. So Linkin Park would be my mid act, and then closer, yes, would be Pink Floyd doing Dark Side of the Moon. So just to give you a little at Red Rocks, by the way. And if you
I did
at Red Rocks. So you get my point.
Yeah.
Where, who, and where, if you can.
I would want to just see Michael Jackson and Prince on the same stage.
Boom, that's a good collab.
I think that's a lot of energy. It doesn't really matter where.
Yeah,
they
right.
can perform in the street.
They can be right. Yeah, right. That can be
street.
anywhere.
I would say Fleetwood Mac, like the original crew.
Yeah.
Going a little old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
My parents loved them, like hearing Tusk, and they'd get the marching band out. And, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. But dude, great, love both.
Wait,
of
I got a chamber question.
Do it. Put the chamber in.
Your favorite jazz musician?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Come on now, you're gonna
I got this.
All right.
Was Louis Armstrong?
Louis Armstrong's great, man. Old school classic. Come on, man. Come on. You got to know a jazz musician.
You don't know
Miles Davis, baby.
Miles Davis.
Oh,
dang.
John Coltrane, Miles Davis.
Who are a bunch of the the saxophonists and
so you're not a big jazz guy.
Is Ray Charles jazz?
Not much.
Ray Charles, Ray Charles. Ray Charles crosses every genre you can possibly imagine, man. He did country, he did jazz.
To do that, too.
Yeah, he did. He could take anything and make it sound great and perform in any genre.
And let's go through this because I have these questions. Best country artist that you like, or country your favorite country artist of all time.
Garth Brooks.
I mean, I like Conway Twitty.
Okay, boom, bam.
Okay, did not expect that.
I
did not expect that one. We need to take a break.
I listen to a lot of music.
Conway Twitty. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, rock or pop? Rock or pop. So I'm guessing you Michael Jackson and Prince.
I like rock.
Your favorite rock or pop band of all time? I kind of add. That's what I'm saying. Your favorite country act. Now your favorite rock or pop band of all time.
Favorite pop. Is or band or artist?
Rock pop, because those are kind of both the same genre. Because Fleetwood Mac's
favorite rock is Rolling Stones probably.
Okay.
Pop would be Chris Brown.
I don't have a favorite rock band, but who sings Highway to Hell? AC/DC?
Mm-hmm.
I really like that song.
I'm still trying to get over Conway Twitty, man.
All right, let's get to the ones I know you're going to know.
I like Conway Twitty, man. But I didn't expect that one.
Favorite rapper of all time?
I gotta go Tupac and Biggie.
Okay, yep. That's what I'm saying.
That's
this
tough.
Two. I had said to do two.
Two. Okay, two.
Tupac and Biggie.
Oh, exactly.
I can't.
Yeah, right.
Pick
Yeah, they're one A for me.
I say Tupac. Dr. Dre is a producer, but he's one of
Big
my favorites.
influence for sure.
What makes a rapper good, man?
Storytelling. Back in the day. Back in the day, it was more storytelling.
That's it, really.
Now anymore, nothing.
Yeah,
I was going to say. I mean, I'm trying to.
Well, they lost the feeling. It's like, can you make me feel something?
Yeah.
So now, no, unless you want to feel like rich and you're hanging out with girls.
That's exactly every song. Girls, rich, or, I got cars, I got wheels, I'm blowing green, I got.
But that's kind of the new ballad. It's not about real life situations. It's not about what happened yesterday. It's about going to the club, having a good time, feeling good for 3 minutes. Yeah. And really, with hip hop, the focus has shifted to the production. If the production is good, you got a 808 slamming and a nice kick and snare. Doesn't matter what they say. People are gonna still
they're gonna do
drink their little bottle to it.
One of my favorites of all time, which I can't sing the lyrics, "In the Club" by 50 Cent. You hear that beat and you're like, but then you hear him rapping.
That's Dre.
I'm like,
that's Dr.
That's
Dre,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
You get a great beat and you're like, but I couldn't stand 50 Cent. I couldn't stand In the Club, but I'm like, I like this beat. Like,
I like 50. I thought that was a great album. But
yeah, I'm just saying. You get my point.
I think we're getting off the chamber here.
Hey, that's what happens.
We gotta get back in the chamber.
All right, let's go to your all-time favorite song. You got to throw one in. What's it gonna be?
God, man.
Favorite song of all
Favorite
time?
song.
I know, right? I threw it because with the music, it's so hard. So I had to throw this out there for you two. I didn't know if there was one or two that go. One you had as a kid growing up, or there's one recently that's on your mind.
I'm a shout out Mac. 2009 by Mac Miller.
All right.
It's my favorite song.
Favorite song, man. I really can't think of anything.
Let's get to food. Let's get to food because I know you're gonna know this. Your favorite type of food: barbecue, Mexican, Italian. What are you going with?
I like Cajun food.
Cajun food. Yeah, and there we go. All right, and you were just talking about it. So
I love Cajun food. Shout out to Nate over there.
yeah, right.
But I'm gonna go something different.
Okay.
I'll go Mexican food. Love me some spicy, good
Yeah.
Latin cuisine. Great place
Right.
down here in Texas.
You eat it, Nate's?
Nate's is
Oh,
great.
man.
It's awesome.
Nate's
isn't
is
it?
great.
Yeah.
All right.
And crawfish cheese, and I'm there once a week.
Yeah.
Go-to steak, and how do you like it cooked?
I'm going New York strip medium.
Nice.
I like my steak well done. I don't really care what kind.
Just any nice cut. Just get it well done.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite, or I should say, cake or pie? You
Pie.
going with cake or pie?
Pie.
What kind of pie?
Pecan.
Chocolate.
Okay. All right. Candy or ice cream?
Ice cream.
I'll go candy.
Ice cream. Favorite.
Butter pecan.
Favorite candy?
Anything Skittles now and later. Sweet and tart.
Gotcha.
Bluebell. It has to be Bluebell.
Go-to soda.
Dr. Pepper. Cherry.
I don't drink
I
soda.
don't know yet because everyone's always what do you drink? Water, Gatorade,
Juice.
Juice. What's your go-to
Orange,
juice?
any
Orange.
orange
All right. 4th of July is coming up. What are you looking forward to eating most?
Links.
Hot wings. I was gonna say the same thing.
Boom, baby. I was gonna just making sure we're on the same page on that one. All right. Favorite sport.
Football.
Football.
Your favorite team is?
Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
Just making sure. I just didn't know. All-time favorite player now growing up. Doesn't matter.
Jimmy Smith.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis. That boy can
What?
hit.
He went Cowboys and then went Ray Lewis.
He was pretty bad.
He was important to me growing up.
yeah, very motivational. All-time favorite TV show.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
All-time favorite movie.
Remember the Titans.
All right, there's a good one.
Purple Rain.
Purple. There we go. All right, last movie you seen.
That new video game movie. I forget what it's called. It's on HBO.
Ready Player One?
Yeah, Ready Player
That is
One.
pretty good.
It was cool. I liked it.
That was a good movie.
John Wick.
John Wick. 3?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Saw that one last month. All right, last meal. What are you eating? What 3 people are you inviting, dead or alive? And since y'all are into music, who you playing? Who you got in the background playing for you?
Dang, that's pretty tough.
3 people.
What you eating first off? Last meal, and then
What
you
am
got
I
to invite
eating
3
last
people.
meal? I'm going like seafood Cajun feast.
Okay, big old platter or just you got
Seafood, oysters,
shrimp, oysters,
scallops,
everything.
Just
crab legs.
Shove it all down, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything chilled.
Anything shelled.
Who you inviting? 3 people, dead or alive?
You having beer with that, by the way?
Oh yeah, we'll have some beer.
Okay.
Open bar.
Open bar for sure. For sure.
3 people. I would say my dad. I'd have my dad with me. I would have Bob Marley with me, and I would have
It's tough.
It is tough.
You get time.
I'm
to
gonna go
think.
random here and say Bill Clinton.
Oh, there you go. Love it. He's gonna make y'all laugh.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. All right, now who's playing for you? Get a little something. I don't care if it could be Fleetwood Mac, all 3, 4. I mean, it could be Willie
I
Nelson.
say like the Stones would be there, Willie Nelson, Elvis would be there playing,
Yeah.
and just some good like Southern classic rock.
There you
Ray?
go.
Steak and shrimp.
Nice.
Broccoli as veggies. I have my grandpa there, my mom, and maybe my girlfriend. And
Maybe her.
He went solid family.
Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe her. I got to
family.
think about that. Maybe
Yeah.
her.
great family. And what's playing? Ray Charles.
Oh, there we go. That would be a nice, relaxing last
Soft
meal.
Ray Charles,
There you
not,
go.
not crazy.
Yeah, man. I can't figure him out, dude, man.
I grew up with old people.
Yeah, old soul.
Conway Twitty, and then he's gonna have broccoli on his last meal.
Come on.
What
Broccoli's
the heck,
good.
man? Conway Twitty and broccoli?
That's what he wants.
That's a good combination.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. What are you gonna? We're gonna get to this. What are you gonna have on your? You're not gonna have no.
I ain't gonna have broccoli.
He's subbing that for some mac and cheese and some mashed
for
potatoes.
sure.
No, that doesn't go right.
Yeah, I ain't doing broccoli,
That doesn't go
man.
right.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Ray, Matt. An honor to have you. And now, where can everyone follow you? I know it's at Legacy Music Group. Where
Yeah.
else? That's the main. I know that's the main hub.
Yeah, at Legacy Music Group for most social media. LegacyMusicGroup.com. Ray's at Ray Dallas on
Yeah,
Instagram.
Ray_Dallas.
Ray_Dallas. Ray at LegacyMusicGroup.com is his email. You can book us online is the easiest way, or you can give us a call. 214-377-9729.
All right.
Hey, man, I'm going to give you guys some cards. So when you got some people down there that need some help.
Well, they do ask. They really do.
You need
to say, hey, do you know a piano teacher? Or can you?
Well, you need to send them up here, man. We got the best of the best teaching here.
Sweet. We will.
All right, on next week's show, we got to talk some NBA free agency. We already talked Brow last week. He's over in L.A. But a lot of the key names that are KD. We've got NBA Finals Kawhi. Is he going to stay or is he going to go? We got Kemba Walker, Kyrie Irving. We got Melo, D'Angelo. There's a lot of names out there.
Yeah.
So got a lot of NBA talk finally to kind of go over that. We're going to get some baseball talk going on again. I know you'd love to talk some Major League Baseball again, maybe, Seth.
Always.
Also, let's see if our women can win today, and also if they win next week, because if they win today, the semifinal game is middle of next week. So we'll know Friday what the word is, and the finals is next Sunday, July the 7th, which I love, 7-7. I mean,
nice.
I was singing there for a minute. I was wearing a John Elway jersey, too, on top of it. I was like, yeah, 7, see? I had to throw my Broncos in there, too.
Arkansas and the Broncos, man.
Hey, and around the corner, I know that's what I was saying. That's the reason we're talking about it. Guess what's around the corner? Your Midsummer Classic. You ready for that? Your Midsummer Classic. Home Run Derby.
I love it, man. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna have to. Hey, man, I'll talk to you after the show, man. I'm gonna be in Atlanta for a big baseball tournament. Gardner's playing.
So next Friday, on the road again.
I'm on the road again, man.
I'll be right here by myself.
You'll be right here by yourself, man. Hey, maybe these guys can join.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. Fine with
next
me.
week.
Fine with me. All that and much more on next week's show. Don't forget to follow us. Subscribe. iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud.
We're all over.
YouTube, studindud.com as well. Looking great, Doc.
Thank you, man.
Maybe put some. Oh, we need to get the photo shoot going again sometime soon.
Oh yeah, we'll
some
get
more
that
pictures
going.
of these
I talked
beautiful
to Linda
faces.
about that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those will be going up too, y'all. You'll be seeing these guys on the website
That
as well.
That should up our likes and
yeah,
membership. Right
Ray's
there.
big, beautiful smile.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
we
Right.
get him-
About Rach.
We get him out there, man.
Ray.
Our likes are gonna go. Our followers are gonna go way up.
Opposite.
Yeah, right. Thank you all for listening, and until next time, I'm Josh Smith.
I'm Bob Lawrence.
Peace.